What's up, guys? So, hope everybody had a good Labor Day weekend. I've had a pretty good week myself. I'm actually gonna go tomorrow to watch the Gamecocks whoop up on SC State, so that'll be fun. But in the meantime, I'm gonna try to get a little bit of work done to my race car. We did go ahead and get the bed back on it. And this frame turned out really nice in the back. It was really good. So I've really been wanting to do this front suspension so I can finish up the front part of the frame. I did not get this far because I wanted to do new ball joints and all that good stuff before I got up here and started painting. And I've just been having a time getting these parts here, so I'm still waiting. I ordered ball joints and I want to say tie rod ends, sway bar links, yeah, but pretty much everything but the struts, I think. I'm gonna try to run these struts. I'm hoping they're fine. Worst case, I'll buy another set or maybe go ahead and swap to some coilover or something like that. But I'm not gonna let that stop me. So I was trying to save this for a wintertime project when it starts cooling down, because I want to get all my painting done while it's still a little hot outside. But whatever, I'm not gonna wait and put everything off. So I picked up this dash at the junkyard maybe a month or two ago. So my truck has all gray, like literally work truck style interior. This is just a basic work truck, so the interior's screaming it. But yeah, that's not gonna fly for me. I freaking hate gray, anything but black. So I did pick up, like I said, this dash at the junkyard. I can't remember how much it cost me, but it wasn't much. This truck that this come out of was hit on the passenger side, so this little tab's broke off, and it's got a slight crease right here, which is making this kind of warp a little. So I bought a little $20 Harbor Freight heat gun, and I'm gonna try to heat it up and maybe get lucky and it bend back out a little. But regardless, I'm gonna run it. It's not a big deal. So I'm gonna do that. I gotta wash it because this thing is filthy. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean it while it's outside the truck and go ahead and knock that out. So we're gonna do that. And so also this glove box, that truck didn't have a glove box. So if you look, this is the black and this is like a dark gray. So it's a little off. So I may just take the glove box out of my Canyon and use it for this truck, and then put that darker gray one in back in the Canyon. So that this truck will have all matching interior, and then that one will just have a mismatched glove box, no big deal. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wash this thing up and get started on this. Alright, boom, that's done. Got it all cleaned up. And to be honest, I've already pulled these dashers 3 or 4 times, so it's not gonna take me long at all to get this thing out of here. So I'm just gonna go to town on it, and we'll see what we got whenever I get it on out of here. Alright guys, so boom, I think I did it in like 20-30 minutes. Not too bad. So on this side, actually I'll show you under the hood first. So over here, this is for my heater and this is for my air conditioner, but it just makes the engine bay kind of look tacky. So I'm trying to clean it up under here and get rid of as much stuff as I can that I won't need. And I'm definitely not going to be running air conditioner, and most likely not going to run heat either. So I'd rather just get rid of this stuff and maybe just block it off with a little sheet metal or something like that. So in order to do that, I also went ahead and pulled the vents out. Not sure if I'm going to put those back in. Probably not, but anyway, that heater core and all is like directly back here on the passenger side. So in order to get to that, I went ahead and dropped this plate. It was like kind of right here, and I'm thinking if I pull these 2 bars, I'll be able to get down to this whole unit and drop it and just get rid of all of it, because I mean, like I said, I'm not going to be using any of that, so no reason to keep it in here, extra weight and just more crap I got to work around. So I'm going to go ahead and see about taking that off, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I did end up having to pull this little dash bar. It wasn't that bad, just a couple little bolts here and there. I just kind of got it propped up here for now. I didn't want to snatch it all the way out, but I pulled this whole little unit here out from under the dash. That's your blower motor, all your air conditioner, heat controls, whatever. Not gonna need that, so got it out the way. And now I'm noticing this insulation or carpet or whatever you want to call it behind the dash, and I was kind of on the fence of what I wanted to do with it, but now that I'm this far, I think this will be a really good time to go ahead and take that out. And I bought this sound deafener. This isn't the Dynamat brand that I normally see. I found this on Amazon, and I'll put a little thing in the video so you can see exactly what I got, but I'm pretty confident this will do exactly what I need it to do. So we're gonna go ahead and stick this just behind the dash, and I don't know if you'll see it. So if I pull the carpet up, you can kind of see where there's some rubber mat, whatever you want to call it, but I think the layer under there is actually attached to this mat. So I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna kind of do what's behind the dash since I have it out, and later on I'm gonna come back and put black carpet back in here, so I can do the full board later. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and do what's behind the dash since I'm this far, and we'll go from there. Boom. Alright guys, so I went ahead and got it all the way across the best I could. I mean, there's little tiny panels like this right here that are kind of spot welded or whatever to the firewall, and it's kind of hard to work around that. So some places I couldn't get it perfect, and then I want to go cut 500 tiny little squares to get in them little spots. So I mean, it's good enough for me. I went ahead and put this bar back in, and I zip tied this harness up. Really not sure how much of it I'm gonna actually need. Otherwise I'd have just ripped it out, but for now I'll leave it in there just in case I do end up even needing a portion of it. I'll go around, let's see the other side also. So I got down here by the pedal pretty good. Like I said, I probably could have cut a tiny square and stuck there, but really not worried about it too much. I think that'll serve its purpose pretty well. So that part's good to go. I'm gonna try to go ahead and get this black dash stuck back in here, and that'll pretty much wrap this up. Alright, so we finally got this dash all the way in. I did go ahead and stick these vents in here, not that they're hooked to anything, but it obviously looks better. I don't want a hole there. As you can see, I am lacking this glove box, but I mentioned I do some swapping around or something like that. That isn't something that has to be done right this second, so I'm not really worried about it, to be honest. This is good enough for now. I will eventually be, of course, doing black door panels. Like I said, I'm gonna get black carpet. You can see where I cut this one, and I did that just so it wouldn't be in my way to lay that sound deafening. So that's why it looks like that. But we'll be going with new carpet later. Seats, all that good stuff. But the dash is the hardest part to get done to me. So that's done out the way. And as you can see, I've actually already started on the next project. So literally by the time this video ends, I'm gonna jump straight to this and start working on this. So you have to catch me in the next video to see all that good stuff. And we're moving right along with this thing. So hopefully before too long, it'll be ready to go. And at least the chassis part will be ready to go ahead and stick the motor in and all that good stuff. So yeah, subscribe, follow along, and we're getting this thing done.